Hi, it's TechNut. Join me every Tuesday night at 9 PM for the Tech News Hour here on Switch Brisbane. Good evening, Brisbane, and welcome to TechNut's Tech News Hour, your only locally produced technology radio show. On tonight's program, new Xbox and PlayStation consoles leaked, save some money on your mobile phone bill, extend your Wi-Fi without causing problems, and AMD signals the end of a platform. All that and more with the Tech News Hour here on Switch Brisbane. Hi, it's TechNut. Join me every Tuesday night at 9 PM for the Tech News Hour here on Switch Brisbane. Since Sony discontinued the Sony Xperia compact line, no major Android phone maker has actually had the courage to produce a small premium Android phone. There was the Jelly phone, which is a fit in your hand while closed type phone. However, that is more of a budget to mid-range offering. It was a pretty good effort by Unihertz, but definitely a small phone. Eric Mijikovsky, he's the creator behind the first smartwatch, the Pebble, launched a petition at smallandroidphone.com with a target of 50,000 signatures. He's currently got 22,000 on there already. His goal is a modern flagship smartphone with high specifications, decent cameras, and running pretty much stock Android, which is all that is something that Sony, with their compact line phones, were really, really good at. This means phones that are around the 5-inch size screen, Snapdragon CPUs, and pretty much all the other mod cons we're used to, like USB-C, NFC for payments, and that kind of thing. Personally, I'm a big fan of small phones. I currently run a Moto Razr 5G, which is the Motorola folding screen phone, and its pocketability is exceptionally helpful because I'm always getting under desks and things like that, trying to look at what's going on with people's computers, you know, if they're not connecting or whatnot. And I find with big phones, they either stick into your leg if they're in your pants pocket, or they fall out of your shirt pocket when you're sort of leaning over to find where a cable plugs in. Good news, good news. Hopefully he succeeds, and hopefully we can get some of the big manufacturers to actually come on board with this, because we haven't had decent small phones since they've gotten bloody huge. Anyway, this is TechNut, this is the Tech News Hour, and this is Switch Brisbane. Be back soon. The Tech News Hour on Switch Brisbane. Having a working backup of your data is important. If you're working on an assignment for school or a project for work, the last thing you actually need is for your data to be lost. Microsoft Office 365, which you may have supplied through either from your work or university or even your school, includes Microsoft OneDrive Backup data storage solution, where you've got 1 terabyte of storage in the cloud, where if you save your documents into the OneDrive folder on Windows is in your device tree on the left-hand side in File Explorer, it will automatically synchronize that data on a regular basis. So when you save your file, it will save it to the computer and then upload a copy. Using Google Drive to type your document also has the same result. If you go drive.google.com, also works where if you do your document through Google Docs platform, it will save every time you do something. So if you type a sentence in, it'll save that change, because you can undo changes where if you make a mistake while you're typing, say for instance your palm bumps the trackpad and you accidentally delete a paragraph, you can Control Z and undo changes in case that's what happens. A local backup solution also exists in Windows 10 and Windows 11 called File History, or if you use Mac OS, a feature called Time Machine. By purchasing a 1 terabyte portable hard drive from a major retailer for around about the $60, as they're always on special, you can set this drive up as a File History or Time Machine target, and doing so will ensure that your project or assignment is regularly saved to that drive in case something goes wrong, allowing you to return to a known working copy. Alternatively, saving 2 copies, one to the computer and one to a USB stick, can help too. Though, don't use a portable hard drive or a USB stick, or even the computer itself, as your only copy. Having at least 2 copies available to you will save you time in case something goes wrong, and these things usually go wrong the night before an assignment's due. You're listening to TechNut on the Tech News Hour here on Switch Brisbane. The Tech News Hour on Switch Brisbane. Let's talk mobile and saving some money. Your mobile shouldn't be expensive, and shopping around can save you considerably. If you aren't in a contract, it does pay to shop around. Tonight, let's talk about some prepaid options using one each of the 3 major networks. All these options I've picked have unlimited talk and text, and the data included forms the plan. On the Optus network, through catchconnect.com.au, a $10 recharge gets you 4 gigs of data, and that lasts for a month. A 12-month recharge costing $120 up front increases that to 120 gigabytes, or about 10 gigs a month. Catch is limited to Optus's 3G and 4G network though. On the Vodafone or TPG network, through koganmobile.com.au, $15 gets you 1 month's access and 10 gigs of data, and their 12-month upfront plan is 120 gigs over the year, the same as Catch Connect's. Now, looking on the Telstra network using Boost, they are a bit pricier, though they do have full access to the Telstra network, and this might be worth it if you travel regionally, as their extra coverage can sometimes come in handy for those situations. Their 28-day recharge for $20 gets you 5 gigabytes per month, with their 12-month access costing $200, which gives you 140 gigabytes over that 12 months. Matched with buying your handsets outright and unlocked, say the Nokia 5.4 for about $240, or Motorola's E7 Power, which has a bigger battery, for $170, you have the freedom to jump providers while keeping your number if a better deal from a competing provider comes along. That's what I do. This is TechNut with the Tech News Hour here on Switch Brisbane. The Tech News Hour on Switch Brisbane. In a presentation by TCL in Poland, the company seems to have leaked out some information they may or may not have been intending. Several next-generation products, including AMD's Radeon RX 7700 XT graphics card, Sony's PlayStation 5 Pro, and Xbox Series X and S consoles, all of which will be capable of 8K, expected to be released 2023 to 2024. TCL probably wasn't intending to leak these, but as a TV manufacturer, they were likely showing off their LCD technology. TCL is not much known in the retail space, with only a handful of their own brand models of TV showing up in stores. TCL product, though, are pretty much everywhere, usually bearing other manufacturers' names on the cases. TCL manufacture TVs, mobile phones, like the BlackBerry Key 1 and Key 2, and other products that you may or may not see in your home. Leaked information about the products usually happen while hardware is being validated, something that happens many months, if not a year, before a product is announced, let alone released. You're listening to the Tech News Hour with TechNut on Switch Brisbane. We'll be back soon. The Tech News Hour on Switch Brisbane. Wi-Fi extenders versus Powerline adapters. Using Wi-Fi extenders can help with poor Wi-Fi signals, especially in longer houses, or where the modem is in an awkward spot, like, say, a carport. However, they can also create problems. This is because Wi-Fi extenders work like Chinese whispers. That is, it gets told a piece of information, and then has to repeat it. And if it gets that information wrong, it has to go back to who sent the message in the first place and ask for a repeat. The problem becomes worse the further the Wi-Fi extender is away from the modem. Now, with Powerline adapters, they're sold as a pair, so there's 2 units, and they use the wiring in your house as a transmission path. What you do, with one unit, it goes next to your modem and is plugged in with a network cable. The other unit gets placed closer to where you're wanting this signal to get to. Now, with these second units, they are usually their own Wi-Fi transmitter, and then can create a new Wi-Fi network with its own name and its own Wi-Fi password. Like Wi-Fi extenders, they aren't a solution for everyone, so buying either or it's a good idea to purchase these from a store that has an excellent return policy in case you have issues with getting either or to work and that you can return them. The solution after that, if you don't have any luck either way, especially if you own a house, is to have an electrician run an Ethernet cable from where the modem is to where you want the Wi-Fi to go and install an actual access point. This is TechNut. This is the Tech News Hour here on Switch Brisbane. Hi, it's TechNut. Join me every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. for the Tech News Hour here on Switch Brisbane.